All right, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Today is 9/30/2021. This is Thursday morning, if I'm not mistaken. It's Thursday, September the 30th, and the time now is 6:11 a.m., and it's time for the Lobo Report. I am your host, Calvin Butler. Let me go ahead and start my recording. All right. This is the Lobo Report. The time now is 6:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's time for the Lobo Report. And my name is Calvin Butler, your host for your Lobo Report. And it is sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network. Hope y'all had a great day yesterday. It's a beautiful day outside. Yesterday morning, we doing the Lobo Report, we came across, some really, really great loads. And we were talking about those yesterday. And I posted, some stuff on social media, about the type of loads that we were finding. And I noticed, and I posted that we found a load yesterday that was paying a dedicated run that we were able to put together that was paying, $587,000 yearly for a dedicated in Arkansas. And as expected, when you post stuff like that, some owner operator always comes on and always says, "Well, I wouldn't move my truck for less than 700,000." I always find that funny when that happens, because if I was to post, we located a dedicated that pays, $1 million. Somebody would come on and say, "Well, I wouldn't move my truck for less than $2 million." That's how childish that sounds. And I wish people would realize just how childish that looks and how it comes across when they post, when they respond to stuff like that. I mean, that is so immature and so childish, and it never ceases to amaze me. But I find that just hilarious when owner operators do that. I'm not saying not all owner operators do it, but you have those guys out there who just haven't grown up yet. So and I don't care who you are, $500,000 a year is $500,000 a year, regardless. I mean, come on, really? Someone's gonna say I wouldn't work for less than, someone, if someone offers you the opportunity to make $500,000 a year, and you say, "Well, I wouldn't work for less than 700,000." Okay. All right. Let's get on with the Lobo Report. That was just my little comical thing for the day, thing that I experienced. I wanted to share that with you all. It just sounded really, 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 really funny. All right. Let's go and start sharing our screen. As always, we are sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network, where we provide tools, resources, training, support, access to more than 100 load boards and more than 19 million shippers to our enrolled members and our students who take our course or who join our platform. If you want to save money and you are a dispatcher, freight broker, owner operator, and if you're currently paying for several load boards, and if you want to save money, join our platform, where we give you access to more than 100 load boards, so you don't have to pay for them. If you want to save money and you are a freight broker, dispatcher, or owner operator, and you're buying shippers lists at $500 to $2,500 a pop, and you want to save money, join our platform. And you won't have to do that because we give you access to more than 19 million plus shippers, so you never have to pay for any type of shippers list. We also provide for you access to our owner operators locator site, where you can locate and be able to connect with every owner operator registered in the industry. And we also plug you into our network of more than 2,900 industry professionals, where you get the network with owner operators, dispatchers, freight brokers, brokerage firm owners, shippers, distribution managers, and things of that nature. You all get to talk to each other, help each other to understand the industry, and help each other to find and book freight. Let's get on and let's go ahead and go over to one of our load boards that sponsors us. And today, again, as always, we are on direct freight. That's just this segment features direct freight. I love direct freight. They have a lot of great tools and resources, and they are very affordable. And this is also one of the load boards that we provide access to within our network. All right, let's get on with our load board count. In Washington today, Washington State, let's see what's going on in you all's neck of the woods and your neck of the woods when it comes to load and freight availability. We're going to start with Washington. Washington has 1,601 loads showing available right now. Oregon has 2,092 loads. California is reporting 4,149 loads. Arizona is reporting 1,055 loads. Nevada is reporting 875 loads. Idaho is reporting 1,159 loads. Montana has 515 loads this morning. Wyoming has 283 loads. Colorado has 1,120 loads. New Mexico has 1,153 loads. Arizona, if I didn't mention it, has 1,055 loads. The great state of Texas is leading once again this morning with 7,663 loads. Oklahoma, 867 loads. Kansas, 703 loads. Nebraska, 467 loads are being reported. South Dakota is reporting 511 loads. North Dakota is showing 182 loads this morning. Minnesota is showing 1,305 loads reporting this morning. Iowa is reporting 891 loads. In Missouri, 1,774 loads. In Arkansas this morning, we have 2,826 loads. In Mississippi, we have 1,694 loads. Louisiana is showing 1,000 loads dead on the head. Alabama, 3,341 loads. Florida, 1,814 loads. Georgia, 3,207 loads. Tennessee is showing 1,765 loads. Kentucky is showing this morning 1,630 loads. Illinois is 4,813 loads. Indiana is showing 3,274 loads. Michigan is showing 1,840 loads. Ohio is showing 3,707 loads. West Virginia is showing 343 loads this morning. Over in Virginia, we have 2,083 loads. In North Carolina, we have 2,380 loads. In South Carolina, we're showing 1,841 loads. Let's jump on up here to Pennsylvania. We are showing 3,486 loads. In New York, 1,935 loads. In Maine, we have 317 loads. In Vermont, 71. In New Hampshire, 238. In Massachusetts, we have 751 loads. Rhode Island has 54 loads this morning. Connecticut has 246 loads. New Jersey has 1,586 loads. Delaware has 257 loads. Maryland has 1,057 loads. And we strolled over here to Alaska. They're reporting 0 loads this morning in Alaska. Now, that may not be the case because that's just what this load board is reporting. I'm pretty sure there are more loads over there in the super trucker state of Alaska. All right. But that's what's going on in your neck of the wood when it comes to freight availability and loads. All right. Let's check in with our YouTube people real quick, as we always like to do. Good morning, everybody on YouTube. So far, we only have 2 people watching. They haven't chimed in yet, but I want to wish all of our YouTube people good morning and thank you all for joining us. Now, remember, if you need a load, give us a call, 866-973-6445, and we will provide free loads between doing the load board report. So give us a call. We have about 40 minutes to get some free loads. If you want a free load, give us a call. Again, 866-973-6445. It doesn't matter what extension you hit, because this time in the morning, you're only going to get me. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and let's see what we're gonna focus at today. Yesterday we were in Arkansas. Yeah, that's where we were yesterday. Before that, we were in Oregon. Last week we did Florida. We did Texas. I know we did Alabama. Let's roll. We've done Illinois. We've done Pennsylvania. Let's see what's a hot spot today for us to take a look at, see what's going on. Let's go over to let's go right in here. Let's go to Kentucky. See what they got it going on with Kentucky. Okay. Or better yet, let's do Indiana. We haven't done Indiana, so let's do Indiana this morning. See what's going on with Indiana. All right. Pull up our load. As always, we like to go over here and hit the estimated rate per mile. This is another reason why I like direct freight, because they give you, all the information. They give you the pay rates. Most of the loads have the pay rates listed. They have the rate per mile. The whole 9 yards. They have a nice, reverse search, do back hauls, check for back hauls. They give a credit report on the brokers. So I like that. I like, being able to look at this snapshot, just look at, the overview, and be able to access all of this information, and process it all at once. It helps you to make great decisions on where to look for loads, and when you're trying to assess and determine how you're going to send your carriers out and how you're going to calculate the loads and things of that nature. That's one of the reasons why we recommend and why we like direct freight. All right, so let's get on with that. All right, so right off the bat this morning, and today is the 30th. Right off the bat this morning, you've got some flatbed loads here that are plus tarp. These are going to require tarp. I had a gentleman, a case yesterday where I guess a fairly new carrier who had signed on with us. He's been with us now for a few months, and he was complaining that he doesn't get the loads he wants. Okay, and I asked him, I said, well, there's plenty of loads available, and the loads are paying. So I did some investigating, because I don't dispatch for all the carriers. We have dispatchers and who do that for us. So, but I took interest in this one because I don't like my carriers when they're starting to complain about they're not getting enough loads, or they're not getting the loads they want, or whatever the case may be. So I did some investigating. I'm figuring out where he's at, see where he's at. Okay, he's a flatbedder. That's okay. There's plenty of loads available. Rates are good. Everything lines up. And so I called him back and kind of questioned him a little bit and do some investigation to see if I can help increase his the type of loads that he's getting, and see if we can work on getting him some better quality loads. And I admit I probably should have talked with the dispatcher first, but I called him, and through conversating with him, I realized what the problem was. Okay, he mentioned that he don't want a tarp. he don't like the tarp, and he won't tarp. Well, let's look at this. Look at this. See all these good paying loads? Tarp, 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 tarp. There's a couple that don't require tarp, but it doesn't mean that these don't require tarp. Because they don't have it on here doesn't mean that you just don't require tarp. But you got tarp, 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 tarp. Okay, all the great paying loads. And if you here's my thing. If you're a professional in the industry, and if you are a flatbedder and you're a professional, and one of the things that come with being a flatbedder is you're gonna occasionally, or more likely than not, you're gonna have to tarp your loads. It's like strapping down your loads. It's like building bulkheads and things like that. That's part of the job. But if you're gonna go into a certain field or a certain area of the industry, why not give yourself the best chance to make all the money or make as much money as possible, or give yourself the best chance to be able to run the loads that are paying money. Okay. And I had to explain to him, I said, look, you choosing not to tarp. It's not that the loads are not out there. It's just that you are self unqualifying yourself for almost 60% of the freight out there for flatbeds. Now you couple that with, location and other competition, then your chances of getting the loads you want, paying the kind of money you want to pay, and you're already limiting yourself, to only 40% of the freight that's available for flatbeds. And not even 40%, because then you got most of it may be heavyweight, some of it may be require something else or whatever that. But by saying that I won't tarp, you're only, all you have available to you is about 25 to 30% of the freight that's available for flatbeds that you're going to be able to run because you refuse to tarp. I mean, it's not an expense thing because it doesn't cost that much to buy a tarp. I mean, come on, buy yourself a tarp and just tarp. It's not a thing where it takes too much time, because if you got to strap a load down, if you got time to strap a load down, you got time to put tarp on it. I mean, come on, you're in this to make money. So I explained that to him, and and he said that he would try. He would go out and get tarp, and then he would see what's available to him. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get him a lot better loads. Probably put him on some dedicators now, because it's hard to put someone on dedicated runs if they won't tarp. Okay, so that's just my bit of advice to you all as owner operators, especially you new guys coming in. Don't be so picky about what you will and won't do in a profession that you've chosen to do. Okay, all right. So what we got here? We got a load going from Eckhart to what's that? Napanee, Indiana. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing these names, because I know these are Native American names, and I don't want to offend anybody. But I'm just not good with pronunciation, so please forgive me. Okay, so this was only 19 trip miles, which is what I like. It's a short mile run. It does require tarp. It's paid $400. It's $21.05 per mile. Okay, and here's another thing that I like. It's a load that runs every day. Okay, how do I know this? Because there's one that leaves out today, and there's another one that leaves out on Monday. Now, come Monday, they're posted the ones that are there for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You'll see that. I have no doubt, because when you see stuff like this, that means you got some dedicators. Just like you come down here, same thing here. You got these loads right here from Brazil to Arcola, Illinois, and those are loads that leave out every day. Why? Because you got a whole bunch of them here. One leaving out today, some more leaving out on Monday. So you see how when you see those clusters like that, you can pretty much count on those as being dedicated runs. Okay, those are dedicated runs. So well, they're runs that, well, let's put it this way, they're loads that run every day. Okay, they're not classified as dedicated on here, but they do run every day. And if you are able to set those loads up right and contact the brokers and let them know you have carriers that can run those loads every single day, you can turn them into dedicated runs for your carriers. Okay, now on this one, 400, 350, 350, 350. You see here, you got, now here's what I like to see. When you see smooth operations paying 400, and then you see straight line transport paying 350, that means there's more money in that load. You can if you're gonna go with straight transport, you can go to them and say, hey, can I get an extra, $150 or extra 100? It's now they're paying 400, so you're gonna come out here and ask for the extra 100. You never know, you might get it, so you might get 450. Just like if you ask them for $50 more, you might be able to get that too. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at loads and I see multiple loads that run every day like that, and I know that they're the same, they come from the same shipper. If they come from the same shipper, they pretty much have the same margin. Unless this company was not as successful in negotiating their margin as this company was. But chances are they have probably the same margin. So there's enough room in the load for more money. You know immediately that there's enough room for more money in that load. Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily jump on that one first. I would call this one first, even though it's the less amount of money. Why? Because I know it has more money in it, and I can probably get $50 more than that one up there. Hope y'all saw the logic in what I just said. Hope y'all were able to see the logic in what I just said. Good morning, Mr. Goodrich. How you doing this morning? Thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate you. But I hope y'all saw the logic in what I just said there. So that's how we train. We train our people to look for this type of stuff. We train those who join our platform to look for this type of stuff, and how to look at the load boards and really evaluate, engage the board to come up with the best possible scenario for your client. All right. But let's take a look at this one, see what we got going back on. We know this load runs every day. So we're going to grab this load on today. And then we're going to do a reverse search. See what we got going back. Let's see what the miles card. All right. So there's that Eckhart and Napa again. That's what you got, because those are back, and it's only 19 miles. So really, you don't have to really do a back call to it, because it's 19 miles. You can do. You can deadhead back and pick up that load for tomorrow. But what we're looking to do is try to find more loads to run that day that would get us back there. So let's do this. Let's take this out. Let's do this. Let's take this out to 100 miles. Let's take that out right there. No. Take out the destination. Let's just look for loads going back. Now, it don't have to be tarp. Let's just do flatbed. Yeah, flatbed tarp. All right, there we go. We got that flat. All right, there we go. Flatbed and flatbed tarp. All right, now let's do a search. See what we got. No, we got plenty of loads. All right, there's the Eckhart loads again. But here's what we got here. All right, so what we're doing now, we're trying to piece together loads that we can run every day and create a good paying dedicated, running 5 days a week, off every weekend, that type of deal. All right. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for what's closest to that would get us back to where we need to be. All right. So now we have this load right here, 27 miles deadhead from there. Okay. That's perfect. 16-mile trip run. That's good. And it does run every day. It runs on 9:30, runs on 10:1. I guarantee you next week we look forward, it'll be 10:1, 10:2, 10:3, 10:4, because it's such a short run. And usually with flatbed, when you have short runs like that, those are usually everyday runs. Okay. So Edwardsburg to Granger, Indiana. Edwardsburg, Michigan, um, to Granger, Indiana. You're only running 27 miles deadhead, right? 16 trip miles. Low runs every day. It's a flatbed. That one don't require tarp. But if you got tarp, fine. But that one don't require tarp. That's paying $300. That's $18.75. All right. So you have that one. Now you have these two lows here. You have this one, which is paying $350. You have this one, which is paying $300. And your trip miles are so low right now. Guess what? Um, you know, you still got time enough to run on the low. I mean, you haven't killed almost no time off your clock right now. You got time to run another load. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a reverse search on this. We're gonna search on this one, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for something going back to Eckhart. I think. Hold on, let me make sure I got it right. We're gonna look for something going back to Elkhart. Okay, that's what we're going back to, Elkhart. All right. So let's do a reverse search on that one. Look at this right down here. Now, you got to go 88 miles to do it, to get right back to it. But it's doable. Why? Because your other two loads were such short runs. But let's see if we can find something a little bit closer. Let's say, let's put in Elkhart. Elkhart. Let's say within 50 miles of Elkhart. Let's do another search. $88 miles. I'm looking for the one that has the lowest deadhead miles. These two are the ones that run every day to Granger. So you've already ran that one. You ran this one. So there's no need you going back to Eckhart the same day because that's the load you already ran. Now, if those loads run multiple times a day, that would be a good one. But we're going on the premise that this is a not multiple loads per day, but it's a load every day. Okay. You can go 88 miles here. All right. All right. So here's what we're showing. The one that I would jump on would be the 88 mile and then the 100-mile trip mile, because that it's taking you back to within 50 miles of Elkhart. All right. So wherever you're going to, it's going to place you within 50 miles of Elkhart. Now we cut that down to 25 miles. Let's see what gets you real close to Elkhart. All right. That's what I was thinking. This South Chicago. That's what I was looking at. That's what I'm looking at. Why was I looking at that one? Because that too is a what? A daily run. 9:30, 10:1, 10:1. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? 9:30, 10:1, 9:30. That's a daily run also too. And it's going to put you within 25 miles of Elkhart, right? So you got time enough to run all three of these loads, okay? You got time to run all three of these loads in one day, all right? Now, when you run all three of these loads, you're going to get some great pay, right? Because you got 500 and you've got 300, and you got 350, which we already know this first one got more money in it. Why? Because there's another shipper, there's another broker that's paying 400 on that same load. So chances are you can get this load up to, I would say, 400. I would say you can get this load up to 400. So I'm going to put 400 on this load because you know you can get it. All right. So I will put it at 400 on that load. And then you can probably get, another 50 to, another 100 on that load. And you can probably get another 50 to 100 on that third load. Now, let's look at the numbers here. Let's look at the number. All right. So we know that you can get 400 on that first load. You got 400 and you're going only 19 trip miles, $400 plus, and that's going to take you on over to Napani. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Napani. Okay, Napani. Napani. Okay. That's what's going to take you. So that's going to be an Indiana to Indiana run. Elkhart to Napani. Okay. And it's only going 19 miles. Then you're going to jump over here. When you get to Napani, you're going to travel 27 miles after you drop that load, deadhead, down to Edwardsburg, Michigan. And you're going to take it over to Granger, Indiana, which is only a 16-mile run. So you got 27 miles, and you got 16 miles. Oh, I love these short runs. I love them. Okay. And this is not a tarp. Okay. So, but you got a flatbed. You don't have to put tarp on it. Now, you may have to, but they're not showing that it's a tarp. But either way, you got tarp, so no big deal. All right. And that one's paying $300. Now, like I said, you can probably get an extra 50 to $100 on that, but we're gonna count it at 300. Okay, just at that right there. So you got another $300 plus 300. So now you're sitting on $700. Then you got this load over here. You're gonna go from there. You're gonna go 88 miles on your deadhead. Why? Because shoot, you got time. You're gonna go 88 miles on your deadhead to Chicago, South Chicago. I'm Illinois. And you're going to run an 88-mile run back to Granger, which we already know that Granger is how many miles from Granger is 16 plus 27 miles. So what's 16 and 27? That's how far that is from Elkhart. So that puts you less than 50 miles from Elkhart. You are sitting right there. You went 27 miles from Elkhart to get to Edwardsburg, and Edwardsburg to Granger is only 16 miles. So you're less than 50 miles away. Actually, you're less than 25 miles away from Elkhart. So I'm thinking that 16 miles that's somewhere between 16 and 25 miles is where it is from that right there. So you're less than 25 miles away from the place you picked up from. You're probably right next door to it, right next door to the place you originally left from. So what have we done? We ran you all around with 3 runs and back home. And this one is paying 500. So, and you can probably get, another, plus 500. So that's $1,200 a day right now on the surface. That's without you really negotiating any of those rates, which we know you can probably get up to 400 on the first one. You can probably get another 100 on the second one and another 100 on the second one. So that's extra $200. Let's just add plus another $200. So there you are. $1,400 a day is what you got in a little short 3-run connection, flatbed, running from your home, running and coming right back home again. And those runs are so short, you'll be home before 5 o'clock. You'll be back home before 5 o'clock. Enough time to have a life, right? So back home before 5 o'clock, $1,400 a day, times 5 days a week, off every weekend, $7,000 a week. Okay, times 52 weeks, $364,000 a year. There you have it. Now, to get those loads, the first one you're gonna call, if you want those loads out for the day, the first one you're gonna call Straight Line Transport 714-840-5366. Or you can call this one Smooth Operations Logistics, which is 224-508-2263. Okay. That's the first one you're gonna call. You're gonna set that one up for a pickup early that morning, right? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna set up for a pickup early that morning. The next one you're gonna call after you get that one, it's set up and arranged. You're gonna call this. You're gonna call Logistics Dynamics, okay, over at 716-288-5898. You're gonna call Logistics Dynamics 716-288-5898. Okay, you're gonna call him. Now you're gonna call all these right behind each other after you get them set up, because you just do your calculation. You're gonna let this guy know. If you let the first one know that you can pick up early this morning, 7 a.m. Okay, your time slot between 7 and 8 o'clock. You know, this morning you pick that one up. All right, you're only going 16 miles, people. You were only running, doggone what was 16? No, 19 miles. You were running 19 miles. So come on, really? Half hour, 45 minutes, an hour tops to get there. Not even that long, really. Probably not at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then you count for an hour, 2 hours to get unloaded. So 7, 8, 9. So you let this guy know that you can be there by 10 o'clock. Why? Because you're only going 27 miles to get there from where you dropped off at, 27 miles. So you let this guy know you can be there by between 10 and 11 o'clock. You have your window between 10 and 11 o'clock on your pickup time there. Then you go in and call your third guy, right here. This one's a little bit longer, right? So you're going to give yourself more time to get there, right? You're looking at about what? 88 miles, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So 11 o'clock, that time to get to the other one, drop it off. 2 hours to unload. So that's 12, 1 o'clock. Let this guy know you can be there between 2 and 3 o'clock to grab that load. Between 2 and 3 o'clock at the latest to grab that load. You're going to grab that load. You're going to run it 88 miles, which is going to take you back within less than 25 miles from where you started from, and you made yourself a pretty good day. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then once you ran those loads, you call those brokers back, call the first one back. Hey, Mr. Broker, hey, look here. Remember that load I ran for you early this morning? I had my carrier run for you early this morning? Yeah. From to what's called? Yeah. The short run. Yeah. He can run that load every day. You're gonna call the next guy. Hey, so and so and so. You're gonna call this broker back. Hey, remember that guy to pick that load up around about, between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning? Yeah. He can run that load every day. Really? Okay. Let's go ahead and pencil him in on that. Then you call the third guy to do the same thing. Come on. This is how you do it. All right, this is how you do it. So let's check with our and remember the last person you're gonna call is Logistics Dynamics. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Logistics Dynamics. It's gonna be Logistics Dynamics. So both these loads are with Logistics Dynamics. So that makes it real easy, right? You got both these loads with Logistics Dynamics. So you can let them know bite to bite. Say, hey, I got a guy who can run both those loads. He can run this one. Then he's got time enough to pick up that one and run it back. Come on. Easy peasy. That's an easy one. That's an easier to bear. That's a very, very easy one. Okay. And this is great for if you got a flatbedder who is a new owner operator or who's fairly new. Okay. And they're looking to to get in and get off to a great start, their first year in the business. I mean, come on, first year driving, $364,000 a year. You can't beat that. Even with, minus the 10%, if you're a dispatcher and that's your client, minus 10%, you're going to make $36,000 and your client It's still going to make over $300,000. Going to make over $327,000. Come on. All right, let's go ahead and look at my YouTube channel. Mr. Rich, how you doing? Hope you like what we're doing this morning. We don't have very many people on this morning, just you and me this morning, Mr. Rich. But you know, that's what it is. What it is, right? But that's what I like to do when we're doing these loads like this. I like to show people how to do these dedicated runs. Now, if y'all haven't figured out by now, this is my thing, dedicators. Why do I like dedicators? Because it has helped me to scale my business hugely. Why? Because once you put people on dedicators, you don't have to worry about trying to find them loads every day, which allows you and your dispatchers to be able to work with less stress. You got money coming in. Once you have those dedicated set up, you don't have to stress to try and create new money every single week or every single day. You set these dedicators up, and all you do is you just stay in touch with them to make sure everything's running smooth. Because once you set them up, you get to go. They're short runs, so it shouldn't be any problem with getting to your points on time, picking up on time, dropping off on time, and you're running in areas because most of the time these are people who live in these areas, and they like being able to not go far from home and be right back at home by the end of the day and be able to take home somewhere between $1,200-$1,500 a day to $2,500 per day. That's how I operate. Okay, that's why more than 75% of the carriers that we are contracted with are on some type of dedicated, because we set out and we seek out to put them on dedicated. We search for dedicated. I guess you can say that's our niche. We are as far as a dispatch firm, our specialty is finding and creating dedicated runs to have our carriers make a minimum of $300,000 a year, and upwards, $300,000 to $700,000 a year. I mean, we have some dedicated runs that we piece together that are knocking at the door of $800,000 per year. It don't take much like that. You get a couple of dedicated. I mean, you get some. You piece together some loads that's paying $2,500 to $2,600 a day, and you're right there, or $2,700 a day. You're right there. You're right there. I mean, seriously. And it's not as hard as you all would think it is. And I'm showing you all just how simple it is to make those things happen. 5 days a week, times 52 weeks in a year. Bam, there you go. You get 700,000 right there. Okay, so it's not that hard. It's not that hard to find those dedicated runs that do that, because a long haul run, you're not gonna be able to find a long haul run that's repeatedly paying that kind of money. Why? Because if it's paying 25, like you're gonna have some long haul runs that are gonna pay you a whole bunch of money. And here I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm got some time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's search for some long haul runs real quick. Let's search some long haul runs. Let's do let's do some long haul runs. Out of Indiana. Let's do some long haul runs. And let's not do rate per mile. Let's do highest rate. We're gonna do the pay rate, highest rate, because when you go for the highest rate, then you have long haul runs. Now see, now here's what I'm talking about. Here's a long haul run. All right. But I can't see where it's a dedicated. See, it's harder to place these as dedicated. All right. Which means you got a long haul run, and most of the time the long haul runs, they're not dedicated. They're harder to find as dedicated. So here's a situation when you got a long haul run that's paying $6,000, $6,400. Okay, that's decent money. $3.03 per mile. All right, and that's a step deck. Okay, but let's look at a dry van. So dry vans are nice. Anytime you make that kind of money in a dry van, but even that's not a dedicated. I mean, let's say that it is a dedicated and it runs once a week. It's only going to run once a week. Why? Because it's 2,342 miles. All right, let's do the calculation. 2,342 miles. 2,342 miles. Now, you only got 11 hours in the driving shift. The truck is only going to do 65 miles an hour. Most of them are governed 65 miles an hour, whatever the case may be. So, the most you're going to be able to drive is 600 to 650 miles. Let's say you're a great driver. You keep that door shut all the time. When you take your 30 minutes, at 29 minutes, you pulling back out on your brake. Okay. Let's say you're doing that. If you can do that, okay, divide that by 600. Right? Well, I think they're right. Let's do that. Let's go and say you're a great driver. Divided by 650. If you're a great driver, divided by 650, that's going to leave. That's how long it's going to take you to run that load. 3.5 days. 3.5 days. So you see why these are not great for, it's great money, right? It's great money, but you're only going to be able to run that once a week. It's going to take you 3.5 days to run that load. So if you pick it up on a Monday, early Monday morning, and you run it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you got to run a half a day on Thursday. You ain't got time to pick up no other load and run it nowhere, unless you pick up a very, very, very short run and run it somewhere. But it's not going to get you back to the money load, because that short run is not going to be enough to get you back 25 to 2,300 miles back to the money load. So if you're going to find a load that's going back to where you pick that load up, let's say you was able to find one load that put you all the way back close to where you were going, right? You got to run that the next week. So you're not doubling up each week. You're just running that, right, to get back up there if you pick that load up. Because remember, once you do that you do those runs, right, 3.5 days. In between that time, you got your shutdown time. You got 10 hours you got to shut down between each of your runs. Woo! Calvin, you're talking to me. Yeah, I am talking to you. I'm trying to show you all those drivers that say, well, I don't like short runs because they don't pay enough. Nah, because you ain't doing them right. You think long hauls are paying you more money than short runs? No, they're not. They're not. When you do the math, they're not. Not only that, you're spending more in fuel than you would spend on those short runs. Not only that, you got more stress on your truck, more maintenance. Not only that, because you're out so far away from home, chances are you're eating out. You're spending money out, eating out elsewhere. With those short runs, you may grab a bag of potato chips and run that day and you back home. You're going to cook at night in your own house. I'm trying to teach y'all what I'm doing now. I'm showing you all how to effectively run your truck. If you're an owner-operator, find your own loads, this is how you manage and run your truck, okay, efficiently and effectively. If you are a dispatcher or an owner-operator business manager, okay, this is how you plan, and you structure and scale that owner-operator's business, okay? Short runs are going to pay you more when you learn how to connect them and turn them into dedicateds. So this right here, I tried that with them long hauls. No. You're not gonna make no real money. I mean, you'll make money, but not like you can make near the kind of money you'll make with the short haul runs. Okay, because you're only gonna be able to run that once a week, and then you got to run another one the following week to get back there. So, and then you got to run that one. It's to take you a week to run down, a week to run back up, so a week to run back down. So you're making that 1 week, then you're making this, that 1 week, and then you're making whatever you're making, the next week going back up. So let's say you're doing that. Let's say you're making that 59.29, going down there. All right, that's 1 week. All right, that's 1 week. Right. So, and then let's say you're doing the same thing the next week, going back up. Let's say you're lucky and you're doing the same, you're making the same kind of money going back up the next week. So let's say that's every week, 59.29 times 52 weeks. You're still over 308,000, but remember, with the other one, you was over 300. You was making 7,000 plus on short runs. Now, we haven't even calculated, because you ain't gonna make that kind of money, because we haven't calculated your fuel. When those long haul runs, you got your fuel, which is gonna eat your butt alive on those long haul runs. Okay, fuel is gonna eat you alive on 2,342 miles. Right? How do we know this? Because fuel is about, what's the fuel rate now? Fuel is going up. I think I'll take that back. It used to be about 272. Fuel right now is about 325. Fuel's about 349 average right now. 349. You got 2,342 miles. So, and you're only gonna get 5.56 miles to the gallon. That's it, y'all. 5.56 miles to the gallon on these big old doggone trucks. So you got, what we got? 2,342 divided by 5.56, 421 gallons. 421 gallons. 421 gallons. So that's going to be 3,242 divided by 421. So that's 2,342 divided by 421. 5.56. I told you that's about what it comes out to be. So you're gonna need 421 gallons. We know that. That's 421 times, and with gas right now, 3 point. What was it? What was it? About 340, about 349, somewhere around there. That's $1,469 you're gonna spend on fuel. So you got to take that out of that right there. You got to take that out. Now, are you going to spend that same amount on when they're short hauls? No, you're not going to spend that much on short hauls because you're running short hauls. 18 miles, 19 miles, 27 miles, 88 miles deadhead. No. To run that same week on those short miles, I guarantee you might spend $1,000. You probably won't spend that. I'm thinking you're going to spend about $750 to $800 on fuel for that week and run those short runs. So not only do you make more money on the short runs, but you spend less money on short runs. And then when you calculate what money you spend on food, that you're saving on food, that you're eating out, and all that type of stuff, come on. You're not making that kind of money per year that you're making with the short runs. Okay? That's how we do it. That's how we train. That's what my dispatch firm, that's our niche. Finding dedicated runs and putting carriers on dedicated. That's what we do. All right. Check on my YouTube people. All right. Look, it's that time. I appreciate y'all for joining us. Again, this is what we do. I like doing this type of stuff. This is how we train. Okay. And remember, this is all sponsored by the National Dispatchers Network and the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, where we provide, access to load boards, access to, 19 million plus shippers, access to all the stuff you're gonna have to pay for anyway. We provide you access to. So when you join our platform, you're gonna save money. You can join our platform by simply going to mydispatcher.org. That's mydispatcher.org. That's over here. Go to mydispatcher.org, And once you get there, I'm gonna move some of the stuff out of the way so I can see it. But there's my homepage right there. You go to our homepage, which is mydispatcher.org. That's mydispatcher.org. Okay. When you get there, you're gonna scroll down in the middle of the page. You see a video right there in the middle of the page. Underneath the video, you see where it says "click here to enroll." When you click that, that's gonna take you over here to our RBBS Logistics Learning Center homepage, to our enrollment page, and you can enroll. If you want to pay a small monthly fee, you pay a medium size or a nominal enrollment fee of $249.95 if you are a veteran, or $349.95 if you are not a veteran, and your monthly fee over here for the $249 one will be $29.95 per month. Over here for the $349.95, it will be $39.95 per month plus tax access, all your back office tools, resources, training, and support. Or you can forego paying the upfront enrollment fees and just have a fee of $49.95 per month for the individual platform membership, which gives you access to your back office tools, load boards, support, training, everything. Same thing you get over here, just you don't pay the enrollment fees and you have a slightly higher monthly fee. All right. So if you're looking for training and if you like the way we train, if you like how we do it, because I show you all every morning how we train and what we train on and how we do stuff. We also have broker training too, which is great, by the way. We also have broker training. But if you like the way we train conversational type training. We don't train, well, the day class, we're going to turn to page 347, chapter such and such, verse whatever. No, that's not how we train. Okay. Our training is conversational and it's ongoing. Okay. It's always conversational type training. And if you want training, I think we give the best training out there. Okay. Because it is conversational. We do plug into a network of other professionals where you all get to network with each other and help each other to learn this industry as well. Okay. So who better to learn from than from other people who are in the industry doing the same thing you're doing, making money? Hey, I like that all day, every day. If you don't need training, you're not interested at all in our training, but you are a dispatcher or a dispatch firm, or you are a freight broker, or you're an owner operator, and you're finding your own loads, you got to find loads for your clients, you're going to need access to load boards. Why not join our platform and we give you access to load board? All you got to pay is $49.95. You get access to more than 100 load boards. We save you money. You need access to shippers. Brokers, you need access to shippers. Dispatchers, you need access to shippers. Owner operator, you need access to direct shippers. Why pay for a list, $2,500, $500, $2,500 for a list of shippers? We give you access to all 19 million plus shippers registered in the United States. And we give you the contact information of the person who makes that decision to either sign you on or not some secretary or somebody you got to talk to get to that person. No, we give you their personal phone number and their personal email addresses. We also provide you with scripts and stuff in case you do want some tips on what to say to them and how to, present your position to them so that they can more likely sign you up. Now, we give you tips on that too in our training. So there you go. There you have it. All right. Those are our 3 platforms. If you like training, we got training. If you just want to save money, we save you money. Period. So why join another platform, or why not join our platform and pay for load boards when you can join our platform and not have to pay for load boards? Why pay for shippers when you don't have to pay for shippers? Okay. And then on top of that, you got support. All right. That's what we do. That's who we are. The RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network. Go to mydispatcher.org. That's singular, not plural. That's mydispatcher.org. That's singular, not plural. And scroll down in the middle of the page. On the very first page, you see a video. Underneath that video, you see where it says to enroll. Click here. Now, for those of you who come to our site and try to get into our back office, there's more section over here. You can't get in because this is a secure area, and only those who have a membership or paying subscriptions can only access this area, because every member has their own personal login. And if you don't have a login, you're not going to be able to get into this area. Okay. And this is the area for our subscription members. So in order to access all these tools and resource things, you're going to have to become a member of the RBBS, of the National Dispatch Network, or a student of the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Look, y'all, it's been great. As always, I enjoyed my time this morning with you all. Tomorrow, the load board report will be back on again, and then we'll be breaking for the weekend as always. Now, these videos you see here, they're on the YouTube channel right now, and they'll be up until Sunday. Sunday night, they will be put into the members area. You won't be able to access these videos, and then we'll start a whole new set of load board report videos on Monday morning. And that's how we do it. So tonight is dispatch training, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you who are members or students of ours. And tomorrow we're off from training. And then Saturday morning, we have broker training in the broker's hour from 10:15 a.m. to 11:15 p.m. Look, y'all, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. This has been Calvin with the load board report. Look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to freight and load availability. I appreciate y'all. I thank you all so very, very much. Thank you, Mr. Goodrich, for joining us. I appreciate you for joining us on YouTube, as you always do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully I'll see you all back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, everybody. Bye. This has been Calvin from the Load Board Report. Bye, everybody.